Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
All right, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today I'm going to talk about the 1,000-Pound Roomies, Season 1, Episode 4. It's called Give Me Some More, and hopefully you guys get a chance to watch the episode, whether you watched it when it came out on Tuesdays or you watched the replay. Either way, hopefully you got a chance to watch it. It's picking up, yes, but I know they're roomies, they're best friends, all this and that, but I'm gonna need Jaz, the one that's on her weight loss journey. I'm gonna need her to get together just a little bit more because every episode it seems like, and I understand, I have empathy for her. She's in discomfort based on her size or whatever, but we're going to need you to get a little more I don't know, if you need some help other than weight loss, maybe it's more of a mental thing too. I do believe there's other issues going on in the background with Jaz. I mean, it's just I don't want to call it this, but it's excessive crying and just excessive, just like everything has to be about her. And it comes across like she's, ungrateful, and it's coming across that she just, is using Nesha. And I just really don't want to say that because episode 4, but that's the energy that is giving. But I do see reasons why they have a friendship and everything like that. And, I'm looking forward to see her weight loss journey that's coming up. Hello, Jaz. How are you? You said it's draining. Definitely. And you say she needs to stay at home. She's going to bring down the energy in the room every time, not just sometimes, but every time. So I skipped ahead a little bit. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you are live on the replay, please hit the like button. We will follow this season until the end. It might be picked up for season 2. You never know. You never know based off the weight loss journey and what's going on in the background. Would you say, Jaz? You said I agree Nesha is tired of being a free nurse. That's basically what it is, in my opinion. Seem like yours too. It might be, some others that watch the show as well, because it's not just like every now and then. It's like every episode, Jaz is crying, complaining, and just really coming across ungrateful a lot. All right, so we're back for the 1,000-Pound Roomies featuring Nesha and Jaz. This episode picks back up with Nesha taking Jaz to the emergency room to find out why Jaz has been feeling dizzy and to see about her leg pain. Now, is it me or when Jaz was being examined that, when she was having her labs drawn and stuff like that, it comes across like she hasn't gone or seen a medical professional or gone to an urgent care or ER in quite some time. Because if someone's drawing your blood, why would you think that, oh, is the blood just pouring out of me? No, it's not, girl. If it was pouring out of you, they'd be rushing you back to the OR, the emergency room, to get you a blood transfusion to see what is really going on. And 2, when you're in any type of triage, whether it be ER, urgent care, or you just go to a regular doctor's office or dentist's office, they tell you what is going on, right? They tell you, okay, we're going to have someone come in here and draw blood, which is routine if you go to, especially if you go to ER. Not necessarily urgent care, but if you go to the emergency room, count on them drawing blood and or possibly giving you an IV for hydration. That's just the basis. That's just what they do. Okay, it depends on what you came in there for and what you are saying that's wrong or whatever the case may be. And, she's given details of, they were taking me for x-rays and this and that. Well, yeah, because you came in with a quote unquote complaint of leg pain and if you said anything else. So they are going to run tests to see what is going on. And if so, because when you're there, especially in an urgent care or ER, they are responsible for you. Okay, and if anything goes wrong, they want to make sure whether you have insurance or not, they're going to run them tests on you to see if there's anything extenuating or going on right here and right now that we can help you with. And then two, based on her size, they definitely want to know, because she could have other things going on just based on size. Now, I know you could be as thin as you want to be and as large as you want to be. Things can go on regardless, but we're talking about her who came in complaining of XYZ. And I'm sure Nesha probably kicked in, or the production, when we saw her, that she had, whether it be passed out or whatever the case, she just wasn't fully there while she was in confessional. So there were other things going on in the background. Would you say Jaz nailed it? And you said she doesn't go to the doctor because she's avoided in every aspect of life and social life outside the house. Exactly. So, they get all this stuff done, and they discharge her after a while, whatever. But why is she in the car, though, talking about, oh, well, I came in with knee pain, stuff like that. They just gave me some pain pills. That's all they gave me. Hello. I'm sure they gave you a referral, probably several, to, go see an orthopedist to see about your knee. Okay, see what's really going on. I mean, arthritis is just like tip of the iceberg what's going on. It's probably arthritis, bursitis, inflammation. It could be, even though you heavy, whatever, could be bone on bone, because y'all see how she walk around, right? Constantly bent over a wheelchair, like not just bent over like you see someone with maybe arthritis in their back that gives them a little arch to bend over, but she's all the way over, almost by the wheels of a wheelchair. So it's your knees that's supporting the weight. It's the weight of just you in general, constantly bent over. So yeah, they gave you some pain pills to get you managed, but do you think she's going to follow up? I don't know. Anyways, so it's just, I just kind of thought that was like out there for her to say, like, the audacity of them just to give me some pain pills, like they were supposed to operate on you right then and there. If your knee was broken, they would have, if you had something going on, if you had a sprain or something, would have give you maybe something for your knee, like a brace or something. But come on, like, what do you want them to do? Like, she wants the here and now. You can't get the here and now. Should took her that long time ago, but that's just me. That's my rant. That's my event. Okay. So also on the episode, details for it with them both are Nesha plans a birthday trip, as it's Nesha and Jaz's birthday. Their birthdays are a day apart. Nesha plans a glamping trip to the mountains. They're going up to Big Bear, but tensions arise because, Jaz is always like, I hate to call her this, but she's a Debbie Downer, which, sorry, her energy gives them, hey, Sharon, how you doing? Glad to see you, hear from you. But tensions arise when it comes to Nesha going out with Joel. Clearly, somebody has a misunderstanding in their relationship. Listen, I say this all the time. Like I wanted to turn the TV off when I saw the date, if you want to call it that, with Nesha and Joel a little bit later in the episode. I was like, wow. But you kind of saw a little bit of the apprehension with Joel on the last episode when the dating came up. All right. So now we'll just go ahead and move to that date. No, we won't. We'll go to Nesha going to the food truck with her friend Bree. And I'm happy to see that Nesha likes to get out. She likes to do things, whether it be going to eat at restaurants, food trucks, hang out with her friends, go to the beach, whatever. She's much more active than Jaz. And again, she doesn't necessarily have the same body pain issues as Jaz or whatever, but it is what it is. So Nesha's out with her friend Bree getting food at a food truck. I like a good food truck. Haven't been to one in a while. I like it when it's like the food truck expo, whatever. What'd you say, Sharon? You know what show, but haven't been in the chat for? I know. I was thinking about you too, but I appreciate you supporting, Sharon. Thank you so much. It's good to see you in the chat. So Jaz is out with her friend Bree, and not Jaz, excuse me. Nesha's out with her friend Bree, and she's talking about how Jaz is just sitting around and how she always feels like she's got to take care of her. I mean, Nesha does cook, whether Jaz eats it or not anymore, since she's on the weight loss shot. She cleans and she's taking care of her. And, it's starting to, wear her down. And I don't blame her, because it's a lot. Because Jaz is mobile. She's always in her bed. Like I said, she's always complaining about what's her issues and whatever, and just not wanting to eat, and just even complaining about the weight loss doctor telling her to eat more protein. She's like, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, girl, everything is not a quick fix. Come on now. I'm rooting for you to get, like you said, you want to be healthy. I'm rooting for you, but you've got to, just like the friend said towards the end of the episode, you've got to change your attitude about everything. All right. So anyways, Nesha's talking to Bree about, like I said, taking care of Jaz, stuff like that. But she also tells Bree that since their birthdays are coming up, she wants to plan a glamping trip with her and Jaz and their friend group. It's really Nesha's friends more than Jaz's, I think. But whatever, they all know each other. So to cheer Jaz up and to have a good time. And I'm like, you see there? It's both your birthdays. Your birthdays are only one day in between. And you want to plan a trip for the sake of your friend, your roomie, your bestie, so that she can get cheered up and have a good time. But what about you? What about you? It's supposed to be for you both. I mean, I get it. You want her to go and have a good time, but what they say, like, you can't pour from an empty cup. And it seems like Nesha's cup is real empty right now because of what's going on with Jaz, and she feels responsible. Now, I have this written down a little bit later in the episode, but I want to say it now while I'm thinking about it, since I mentioned pouring from an empty cup. And let me just say, a lot of us do that. Your cup has been empty, you pour for other people, but you don't really pour back into yourself. This is definitely Nesha, but let's take a quick focus on Jaz real quick. Now, we've seen Jaz's family at the get-together. Jaz says she hasn't seen her family, meaning her grandmother, her grandfather, and her mother in years. They don't even know that she has blown up so much. Those are her words, to be the size that she is. That Nesha supported her for that. We have seen Nesha and her mother support Jaz when it comes to Jaz's daughter, Nana. Matter of fact, where is Nana? Like I said, I think maybe last episode or episode before, I don't think Nana lives there full time. I know sometimes kids can't tape or film all the time, but it's not giving Nana lives there all the time. But think about it, though. If Jaz is so immobile, why would Nana live there all the time if she has an active, maybe grandmother, grandfather, auntie, uncle, or father, you know what I'm saying, in her life? So I get that. But it's just the point of, you should want to have the camping trip for yourself to celebrate your birthday too. So I was just like, wow, so, but anyways, so Nesha is talking to Bree about the SSBBW, supersize BBW website for dating. And Nesha said that she's on there. She's got plenty of men in her DMs, so she's okay with that. She's got many choices, many options. But she said, as far as Joel goes, because Joel, she's known for 20 years, and they call each other their situationship, that, she was kind of hoping that Joel would step it up more. But Joel finally did ask her on a date. Now, last week episode, or maybe episode 2 before, but I think it was last week, when Joel was put on the spot of asking Nesha for a date, he was crickets. He was like, So all of a sudden, now that Nesha is on the dating website, that means either Joel found out she was on the website or Joel was already on the website looking for women of a particular size, because that's what he likes. And Nesha and Jaz are, on these websites and different social platforms, that he asked out Nesha on the dating website. To me, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, get out of here. Like, get out of here for real. Because we have a situationship, aka friends with benefits, but you took time to go into my profile to message me? See, to me, if I was Nesha, well, first of all, I wouldn't be in Nesha's shoes, because I'm not going to be with, she's only 37 as of the taping of the show. She was 37. So if you've known each other for 20 years, you're 17. You're both 17. I'm assuming Joel's in the same age group as her. Like they look like they're the same age. But if I was Nesha, we wouldn't be situationships, friends with benefits for 20 years. Okay. Somebody should have outgrown somebody. And it just don't be that serious after a certain age. If you mature, it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want like to be married and the white picket fence, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're past that at a particular age, such as myself, I'm at a particular age, that might be a little different. You might want just, different type of companionship, but not necessarily friends with benefits. But I just thought it was the nerve of him going in her DMs to even message her. You know what I'm saying? When you could have texted or called me like you do any other time that you have a scratch for itch or itch for a scratch. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. All right. So Bree in confessional was like, you know what, she could do better than Joel, but she's the one that's got to figure it out. But Nesha did admit that every time she's on a website, which means she frequents them often, or social platforms, whatever, or post pictures, here comes Joel hitting her up. And to me, it's giving Joel hits her up because Joel don't want anybody else to be friends with benefits, but don't want her possibly to, not necessarily friends with benefits, I should say, or maybe Nesha to be exclusive with somebody. But I'm just like, either way, I think it's tacky. I mean, things are different these days. If you like it, I love it, right? So anyways, then it jumps to a quick confessional. Jaz says she's down to 547 pounds, which is awesome. I know she started at 600 plus. She says it's a long process, but is worth doing the work. And then, she's trying to eat a salad. She's like, I just don't have a taste for this. So, I mean, I don't know what she's really eating besides protein snacks, or we've seen her drink a protein shake. But she doesn't seem like she's eating or really following the protocol of what the weight loss doctor is having her do. But I'll give her a small check mark because it looked like she tried to bite some of the salad, right? So anyways, have y'all noticed that in confessionals, mainly in confessionals, and also too when they're filming separately, that Jaz looks checked out by the eyes? It looked like she's about to do the same thing like in the confessionals, like whether it be blackout or pass out, which eyes are open, or whatever the case may be, is like zoned out. She's just doesn't look like she's all the way there. And that still looks like it could be the side effects of the shots and not eating. Matter of fact, let me jump back a little bit. When she also, when they left the ER and she was talking about her knees, arthritis in her knees, she also mentioned that the ER doctors told her that, she's losing muscle mass because she's not eating. She needs to step up her protein. That's exactly what the weight loss doctor said after she told her about the incident when she, lost time or consciousness, blacked out last week on the show. So I'm like, how many people have to tell you that this is happening to you? Like, you are damaging your body. You know what I'm saying? And even the weight loss doctor told her that, to stop the shots, but it doesn't seem like she has, you know what I'm saying? So she I don't know. She seems like she's hurting herself more than helping herself at this point. I mean, even though the weight is coming off, but when you're starving yourself, just as soon as you start to eat anything, that the food is gonna like hold on to whatever, because it's like survival mode, literally. Like I see you backstage. If you ever watch the show Survivor, where they watch it like season 1 or now, what are they on? Season like almost 300 now. I'm being funny, but it seems like they're on like 4 times a year or whatever. But those people are out there wherever they're at. Technically, the show was on for like 3 months, but they technically filmed for like 2 weeks. You see how skinny those people get after 2 weeks, after only eating rice and having to share a piece of fish? Okay, now, Jazz, this is you. This is you. Anyways, you ready backstage? All right, here we go. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
All right. I like your new little look. You trying to do all this here?
Hey, I'm trying. I'm growing up.
I see it. I'm your auntie, so I can't call you daddy, but you giving that look though. Hey girl, I see you backstage. You ready? Okay. It's Miss Ma'am Tamika.
Hello.
How you doing?
What's going on?
Hey, got a fresh cut over there?
Fresh cut.
Huh?
My wife wanted to see my head again.
I said he got a fresh cut. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at his facial hair.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look, our baby boy, our little nephew.
Man, where Catrice at? Because she better keep you right close. The girl's going to be banging on the door.
You may catch a cougar over here since been mom for a while. May catch you a cougar.
Oh,
Tell her I said it too. Shoot. Anyways, I don't know if y'all heard what I was saying for the show. I'm up to Nesha talking about going on her date with Joel. I'm about to roll into that. But I was also talking about
making me so mad.
I know, but I'm gonna jump back with y'all for a hot second. Oh, and Miss Sharon's in the chat. We haven't seen her in a while.
How you doing, Sharon?
When she was at the ER, acting up, talk about when they're drawing blood. Hello, that's what they do.
Right.
Be advised. That's what they do. And Miss Sharon says hello. But the fact of that she only got maybe a good Tylenol or Advil for her knee, what was they supposed to do? Operate? Isn't she a mess? She's a mess. She's
a hot mess.
It's because she always bent over, though. Like, why is you doing everything like you feel comfortable just on your knee with your bent over in an L shape? Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she can't put, it reminds me of, remember the mother of the church, and they go shopping after church and they be bent over the buggy.
Yeah.
Do not.
And they be in the grocery store.
You just came on.
Why she don't try to get like I think she need a power chair.
She definitely needs a power chair.
She definitely needs
just
that.
Like when they went to the grocery store, I'm like, why is you walking? Every grocery store got a power chair. I think they got to.
They do, but she needs a power chair.
Yeah, she needs a power chair.
Yeah.
Let me say this, and then we're gonna jump to the. Then we're gonna jump to the date. No, what I said to him, I'm gonna bail you out without muting your mic because you just came on. No, I said, sometimes, there's people who have osteoarthritis that have to be bent over a little bit because that's what it is. But she bent over all the way to the wheels. But anyways, what I'm talking about now is that about the date and everything, and how Joel is. Why is he on the dating app? So he messaged her on the dating app instead of calling me.
He is playing in her face.
We wouldn't have no date, but I wasn't young and dumb like that. No. Because you can't play with me now, so you definitely can play with me then. But trust me when I tell you, you couldn't play with me then. So anyways, so the restaurant, let's jump to the restaurant scene. First of all, I was trying to look at the shirt the lady had on. I said, I know he didn't bring no tablecloth up at the Denny's.
Hey, I kept trying to read the back of her
Listen,
shirt. I was like, what that say?
yes,
Country
it's
crop. What?
he man.
I think it
I
said
said,
Country Inn, and I tried to look it up. I'm like, I'm gonna have to next time in their neck of the woods. I'm gonna have to see where that is.
It's a shame.
Jazz, let us know. Jazz, let us know if you in the area of the restaurant that you
Right.
unpack that lady's shirt. So, not trying to put your business out there, Jazz. But, anyways, I have never seen nobody bring their own tablecloth. I agree with Nesha. How are you gonna bring me to somewhere that you feel is supposed to be nice on the lower end when you already could have took me to somewhere nice
Mm-hmm.
without taking me to
Mm-hmm.
somewhere nice? I mean, Olive Garden got tablecloths.
He taking her to a little hole in the wall place because he don't want to be seen with her. Let's be clear. Because ain't nobody going to that restaurant. People going to the Olive Garden, Applebee's, Texas Roadhouse. People going there.
Right.
Ain't nobody going there but little, it's a little stick in the woods place. So that's why he had to put the little fake tablecloth and the plastic flower and did he have a candle on there or something? And I'm
Did.
just like, listen.
Jazz says, I think Country Inn is Golden Corral. No, you can't. They can't have two separate names either. Golden Corral or Country.
Yeah.
Can't be both. It's one or the other.
It wasn't packed enough for Golden Corral. Golden Corral always packed.
They stay packed. Matter of fact, here, where the area where I live, maybe like 10 minutes from me, this is what's in that parking lot. It shares one in that parking lot. I'm surprised there's not a car accident every day.
Uh-oh.
It is. Oh, sorry. It is the Golden Corral. It is Texas Roadhouse and the Lone Star Steakhouse and Starbucks in the same parking lot. So I know it's not no Country Inn and no, nah. I was like, wherever it is, and then they ended up ordering breakfast. I mean, I like to eat breakfast any time of the day too, but I didn't come here for that.
well, why would you put a tablecloth? Why would you take her to a terrible restaurant and put a tablecloth there? Like, I understood the intent, but at
Yeah.
y'all age, no. That
Right.
that would have been cool for somebody like uh right out of college or something. Like, this is we on a budget. Sir, y'all get close to y'all mid-30s, oh late, about to be
No,
40.
they about to be 40. They're already late 30s because she's 37 when they taped this.
Oh yeah, so y'all about to be 40, sir. We can't afford a Maggiano's.
No,
That's
there's no we. There's no we. I like to say that. Don't put we on something that you did. Because who's the we? Because if you knew me, it's been 20 years. Don't tell me you don't know what I like to eat. You just
Exactly.
cash. Okay? Brought
I
you a
mean, but why
tablecloth
I
at
don't
a
understand why
dollar
you would
store.
agree to why would you agree to go out with somebody after 20 years? 20 years y'all just been hooking up and chilling for 20 years. Why would you
Yeah.
Mhm.
then want to go out on a
If
serious
friends
date
with
with her?
benefits was a person.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what
like you set yourself up for like it's been 20 years. He never took you out on a date. Yeah, because we're not supposed to be seen together, but in the bedroom, we can have a little conversation. But other than that, I'm
yeah, but
already
that's not
doing
cool.
extra stuff, building your friend bed, your little niece's room,
Hmm.
nah bed, your little thing on the side, your freak, whatever you want to call it. Sneaky link ain't supposed to be building no beds.
Right.
When you said freak, was you trying to think of freak nasty? That's the sound.
Hey, I was trying to take it back for some people. It's called different things in different generations.
Yes.
Well,
Funny.
but here's my thing though. Jumping back because I know you dropped off, and then
Yeah.
Tamika, I
Yeah,
think
I don't know why my phone is trying
no,
to
it's
play. So
okay.
I got on a different phone.
It's okay because my sometimes it's like this too. I got a new laptop, so I may switch, but I don't know. Anyways, what I was saying was, Tamika, I think you heard me. I'm not sure if you heard me, Devontae. Was
Hmm.
Nesha is on a specific dating website
Yep.
for a big, beautiful woman and supersized, beautiful women, right? Joel reached
Oh.
out to ask her on the date on that website instead of calling her. And I said, the audacity when you have
What?
my
Be
phone
playing in
number.
her face.
That
I
right
didn't know
there,
that.
that right there,
Yes.
there's been no date. How you
See,
gonna,
this what
as if you
happens when
don't
you
know
watching
me
it
for real?
work.
How you do that like you don't know me? Like, hey, hey
Mhm.
girl, how you doing? You know me for real. You got my phone number, but you like, you want to go on that date now? No.
But
Right.
why would you be on a site like I don't know. I just feel like I understand that you want to date people that like big girls, but I feel like with a site like that, that's more like fetish.
Well, I
That's
think
what
it's
it.
both.
I mean,
I
it
think,
could be, but I feel like most of them is probably not the good intentions or something. I don't know.
well,
Maybe I'm wrong. I
Some
might be
some
thinking.
there's some people out there that like, bigger girls. Just like there's some girls that like the
Well,
bigger
why would you
men.
be
But
just on that one though? Like as a woman, like why just that one?
but no. But this was my point though, and then I'm gonna read Jazz's point. Did he sign up for this dating app because he found out or heard she was on it, or was he already on it? Either
he was
way,
probably already on it.
I'm about to say
I
he
think
probably
so
was on
too.
there. It was like, I know that ain't my love. I know that ain't. Oh no, she trying to get out of the way.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Mm.
but
Right.
either way, it's a cold piece when you ask me for a date and you know me for real on the app.
On
That
yeah, you know me in real life.
that's not cool.
She should have
That
already not went just off of where the location was. You know he sent you the location. I'm like, I know he ain't
She
taking
wanted
me to no.
real.
I know you ain't taking me to a perk, but I know she said she wanted to eat anyway, so she was gonna go. But I'm just like, come on,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't that hungry to the point you gonna let this man disrespect you like this, right? On TV.
well, clearly she is. So Jazz says Joel is broke. He can't afford to be in a relationship with how much they go out to eat. Mute your mic. All he can do is sex and put together furniture here and there.
Oh,
I mean,
That's
oh,
about it.
he might
I
be a
like to eat when I
homosexual.
can eat. You know what I'm saying? When I'm able to eat, I like to eat. Shoot. Listen, I told them I didn't even want to come back for treatment until after the 4th of July because I'm trying to eat.
Exactly.
But you
Exactly.
got to be mindful who you ask. I feel like you ask somebody out, you should know. You should just budget that it's gonna be some appetizers on this table.
But
Especially
you
if
know
Um,
y'all
what?
yeah.
talking, you should like what you like to eat. Then if she start naming everything, you like okay, I might need to save up for this date right here. I might need to save up. Like what type of person you is? You go,
Hold
I
on.
might try a little this, a little that. Okay, what's a little this and that? I might order all the appetizers. All of them. Okay, let's go somewhere where all the appetizers add to maybe $50, $40. And we ain't
I
out
like to
here.
tease people
No.
when when I eat though, when I'm able to eat, I like to get stuff to go because I like to eat at home now. Because to be honest, I'm not supposed to be around a whole bunch of different people. Anyways, it's still COVID and it could affect my immune system. So I like to eat at home.
Hmm.
Right.
But I like to tease people like, give me everything on the left side of the menu. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. But no, but you know what I'm saying? But the Jasmine show said they eating out like 16 times a week though. And that's why you need to
Oh
mute your mic.
yeah.
It reminds me of that scene from Love After Lockup with Derek and Monique when he had first got out and he went to the restaurant and he ordered
Oh yeah.
all
Oh
that
yeah.
food.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
He was a cold piece for that though. But I will give Joel just like a little sprinkle. He
No.
tried to bring some little no, he brought flowers. He brought roses. I give him that.
Wasn't
I
even a dozen.
it
Right.
wasn't, but they
It
weren't from the
wasn't a
side of
dozen.
the road either. So I
He got them from the Piggly Wiggly. Do they got the Piggly Wiggly out there? Kroger,
Right.
no, but I know what it
uh,
is. Yeah. We got Kroger.
Costco, something. Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Not
even a
even
whole dozen.
Costco. Them Costco
And
roses
it
cost you
wasn't,
about $40. So
yeah.
yeah.
And they weren't even red long stem roses. They was what, white roses
I thought they were
or
pink.
something like that.
The only thing I
Either
give
way.
him credit on is like, when she asked
Ralph's,
what,
yeah,
like, asked him,
Jazz.
like, what more, like, what are we? He, like, just kept it 100. He didn't lie to her or try to
Mm.
string her along. He was just like, I like what we got, even though she should have kind of already knew it. Like, that's
Uh-huh.
where it was going. Like, come on now. Like, 20
Oh,
years,
Hmm.
yeah.
20
Oh,
years,
yeah.
fam. 20 years you ain't been out on a date.
Look, This is a millennials dog because she's doing a
Oh, so
staycation. So I want to show
cute.
you.
Look at that
Oh,
doggy.
oh,
So cute.
It's a Chiweenie. I did that for
Chewy.
you, Devontae. I'm like, I'm gonna show Devontae on the thing. So
Yeah, my
because
dog
he always
fighting
got a
right
little
now.
glitter.
Yeah, they fighting right now.
oh my God.
Oh, this is not my dog. This dog going home to ma. Okay.
Oh, I say,
Out of
don't do it. Don't do it.
here.
I'm doing Miss Sophia.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, so Nisha kind of got not kind of she got her feelings hurt because she's like,
She
what are we
did.
doing? I because she was like, I just want to be on a staycation, or get a hotel room and lights off, be naked, and just have the blinds closed or whatever, blackout curtains.
Girl.
And he's like, I got the blackout curtains too. We could be in there naked. And I was like,
Right.
that's not what she talking about.
On
I
her
said, yeah,
dime. On her dime.
on her dime. She's like, as much as you snore. And I was like, you know what? He's not talking about that. So
Right.
he's like, I don't want to be clingy. Right. So then,
Right.
right. Okay. Right. You would say it again. You ain't clingy. And she's like, well, what are we doing? I want to go on many more dates. And it's just the fact of, he's like, pretty much what you talking about? Like, this is not what I want. Aren't you
Yeah.
good with what we got? And
Like,
I'm
no, I
like,
don't want to go on no date.
girl, I was like, man,
Right.
I felt so bad for her in that moment because she didn't pick up on the clues like last week when he didn't say anything about a date. And then he got to message you on a dating app to talk to you. And then look where he brought you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Look where
was like, is that
he
You
the
brought you.
know
golden
what?
corral? I thought that was a golden corral. I was like,
No, I'm not. I don't feel bad for her.
You don't?
what?
You've been in this for 20 years.
Yeah,
You knew
Uh-huh.
what it was.
yeah.
You knew what it was. 20 years and he ain't took you out on a date until now. The only thing you only good for a good lay.
Well,
Mm-mm,
th-
mm-mm.
that's
We
true.
gotta do
So
better.
that's
But I
true
don't feel
too.
like she really want to do better. I feel like that's another thing that Jazz is not picking up on. Y'all are in two different places. You are trying to do better for the sake of your child. This person doesn't
Yeah.
have a kid.
Hmm.
She is
Yeah,
comfortable with how big she is. She's comfortable how she
she's
eats. And
good. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
I understand that you want to help her, but
Mm.
she's not wheelchair bound. She's not stopped doing for what she's doing. You messed
Mm-mm.
up like that.
Well,
Right.
this is why, because I think the light bulb for her went off, Nisha, last week's episode when they were doing the bed. That's when the light bulb went off for me for her. Now think about this. They're both over 35. So you met as teenagers, right? So
How long they
and she
been friends?
20 years. Now
Oh.
so this was like the cult time. So maybe he was part of the cult too, or maybe she met him in high school. So, just think about maybe what was placed in her mindset growing up the way that she grew up, right? And so then you finally break out the cult, she said at 22, her family, and she still knows Joe. So now she's got to acclimate herself to the world. And then maybe she just started to grow up a little bit. And now she's like, maybe I do want something else. So that's where I say that, I feel bad for her. It's not like she's 50 and been doing this for 20 years. She started as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I just think her lifestyle growing up may have stunted the things
And
that
they be
she
live
thought
on
was real.
TikTok too.
Huh?
Yeah, and I think
They be live on TikTok. I seen them on TikTok.
Oh, really? You should
Hmm.
tag them over here.
I'm about
I'm
to
not
tag
on
'em.
TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. That's why I
Okay.
say.
I
If you
think another thing is that she might have been okay with what it was because for
uh
20 years you've been okay with it, but now everybody is kind of pushing her to
yeah.
be okay. What are y'all doing?
Oh, you
Okay,
might be
get
right
back out
there.
there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
That,
pushing
that's
her. So
yeah,
now she
that's
like, okay, maybe I should be in a relationship. But she might have been. That's why I say I don't feel bad for her because she was probably okay with that FWB situation. But now everybody's like, oh, you need to be with him. You need to get on a dating app. You need to start dating. Now she's like,
yeah.
okay. And now he really told her in pure black and white, like, no, I'm good with what we got. I just want to, you were hot and ready, and that's it. And I'm out. And I'll see you in a week when I get an itch.
I really
So
hope that she don't, pick up them calls and or them texts from him no more. Like this should
she
be
is.
it.
She is.
Mm,
We know she is.
yeah. Yeah, I know she is, but I hope she don't. So let's see. Okay, so let's move to right before the glamping trip. So Nesha is talking to Jazz, giving her a heads up about, hey, let's go on the trip and everything. And like I said, I don't know if you guys heard me from the beginning, but in confessional, more so, Jazz's eyes are still checked out to me, and she's always
Hmm.
shaking. She's always shaking. There's always something new going on. So when Nesha was talking to her about the glamping trip, she's trying to wake up her hands and doing all kind of stuff. She's listening, but she's not listening. She's like, I think Nesha was trying to talk her out of going. It's like, girl, but if you don't feel good, you don't have to go
Right.
because I know it's hard for
But
you.
why not take the shot once it start wearing off, eat, then
She's
take it
not supposed
again.
to take it right now. The doctor told her not to
And
last
she's
week.
Yeah,
still taking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so because she wants that surgery,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
but
ain't
she
gonna
needs
get
to
the
stop
surgery if
taking
you
it.
die. You not
True.
eating. You not eating. You ain't got no appetite. Yeah, you want to lose weight, but you still have to eat. You need
Hmm.
nutrients, ma'am. You can't
Right.
just go cold turkey. It'd be different if you was starving and you had to starve. You could
Right.
probably survive off that a little while, but you literally need to eat something. It don't matter if it take you all day to eat it. Eat.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You ain't got no job. If it take you 10 hours to eat a honey bun or some oatmeal, do it. Hurry up and scoff it down. Ain't nothing
But
new.
she
I
needs
know you don't got
she
that.
needs something with right
Oh,
with
my stomach
protein in it,
hurt.
and that's what she was lacking.
Well, she needs
She needed.
more than the protein shakes because of
Yeah.
what she's going through. You know what I'm saying? She needs a
Hmm.
protein shake, protein cookie, tuna,
Yeah.
Maybe she
Some
chicken.
need
some
she might need to turn
some
everything into
legumes.
maybe she need to turn everything into a popsicle. I don't know. Shit. Healthy shrimp Alfredo popsicle. You you eating it. Gotta
That
do
sounds
Okay,
good.
you
something.
gonna eat a shrimp Alfredo popsicle?
Hey, I'm trying to lose weight and I ain't got no appetite. I'm just going.
You
I
have to do what
cannot.
you
I
yeah.
don't know. I just feel like you doing yourself. That's just common sense. You just not gonna eat. "Nah, I'm just gonna lose 100 pounds and I'm only gonna eat like one can of tuna in a month and I'm gonna get on the surgery table and survive.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's not because you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna draw your blood just like they did in the ER, and all your
Hmm.
numbers gonna be off, and they can't do nothing for you. They'll be like,
Yep.
this is low, this is low, this is too high, this is too low, this is low, right?
And
But
then you
anyway,
gonna get discouraged and now I gotta eat again. Then like no, we need you just to
but
eat something.
but here's the thing though, is I'm about to jump into the glamping trip stuff like that. Why is she taking her scale everywhere? Does she really think she gonna the food that they gonna eat in that raggedy cabin? She gonna gain 20 pounds in like 2 days?
Oh
Bro,
my
even if
god.
you smash, you probably gonna gain 5 pounds, and then you gonna lose as soon as you hit the shot anyway. You should have
Right.
just been shot free for the weekend. Soon as y'all knew y'all was gonna trip. All right, take it on Thursday, on Friday, let it go. I ain't taking the
Yep.
shot. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna chill, so I got some energy. So I'm not
Yeah,
Debbie
Hmm.
Downer, cause
yeah.
that's
I didn't
all
like
she
that.
been every
They'd be like, "Where do
episode.
you want the scale?" I'm like, "You brought the scale."
She
Like, but
they she
anyways,
the she the Tammy of their friendship. She the Tammy.
yeah. So I don't know whose van, but I'm glad they got a bigger car this time because I was tired of Jazz. I know she can't help fall in the car, but she's not squeezed up in the car. I'm glad somebody finally got a bigger van.
I don't
They
like
they
how she
need.
be. I don't like how she be complaining. First of all,
I'm
if
gonna
you
get
ain't
to that.
got no vehicle, don't tell me that my vehicle too small. You too big. Don't tell me my car is small. You was in the back seat, ma'am, with the seat scooted up. This
All
car
the way
is
up.
for regular people, okay? This is a regular Lexus. Don't be getting in my car and start talking crap, talking about your car, you need a bigger car. You need to get a car.
Right.
You just
That,
silly.
right. That's what
I would have
Jazz
been
was just.
offended if I was an old girl. But like, excuse
Hmm.
me, I'm driving you around. You can get your
Right.
Do
own car. I know
anything.
your knee messed up, but what that got to do with you pressing the pedal?
Jazz says big car list with the complaints. Right.
Right.
Right. Singing them birthday girl blues. That's what it was. I'm like, you can't even smile on your birthday. I understand. Now you were
No.
just saying in confessional that whatever they gave you, which I'm sure was Tylenol or Advil, because you want them shot, they can't give you anything too much because you know
Hmm.
it's what it is. You just said you took enough pain medication to manage, but as soon as you get in the car, any car really, but as soon as you get in the car, the van, you like, yeah, oh, I don't, I can't.
But in the van, you can lay them seats back.
Right.
She should have brought a little stool, prop your knee up. You should have sat all the way in the back. Y'all could have folded that one seat down the
Hmm.
front. So then push come shove, you could probably just lay down real quick and, or something, to stretch your leg.
She
Exactly.
Jazz says her crying with that birthday girl headband was hilarious. That's why I called it the birthday blues, because every time you turn around, every time she's snotting and crying about
Something.
something. Now,
Something.
like I said, they were courteous. They just let her be, and then she's talking about you need to slow down. I'm gonna throw up. I'm like Nesha now. Why did you come? Because you was already in pain before we left. You in pain every day. You complain every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to
I
get away,
agree.
you want to. First of all, let me just keep it a buck, 100, whatever the new terms are today. All right. She went on that trip. I wrote three things.
Mm-mm-mm.
One, who's gonna cook and clean and help her out the bed? Two, why go when you don't want to participate? Because Nesha can't encourage her. And three, she don't have anyone that really was check on her. We haven't seen her family since the fish fry. And where's Nana? Okay.
More or less.
I think
Hmm.
the family, she done already put them through everything. So I feel
Mm,
like they just dealing with her from a distance. I don't feel like it's that they're a bad family. I think she said she was bad. So you don't know, we don't
that's
really
true.
know what she did to the extent. So she might have burnt a lot of bridges, and the family
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, so all y'all getting to see it on TV when she done got herself together. But y'all wasn't here when she was telling us how we wasn't worth nothing, cussing us out and
Mm,
acting like we owe her something because she have a child and she big. Ma'am, you knew you was big when you had that baby. You knew you was gonna take care of that baby. When you gonna get yourself together? What you
right.
want, Nana to
Right.
turn into your caregiver? I'm pretty sure you don't want that. Hence you trying to get on the shot. But don't nobody owe you nothing.
Nothing at all.
True. And also too, if you go up to the mountains or if you go anywhere that's a couple hours away from home, if you cabins, you got to go a little ways to get to a cabin. If something happened to you, medical care for her, it's going to take a little bit of time. So I don't think I would have went. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel
To
like
me, let me say this real quick. To me, if Nisha's mom was like home for that weekend, and they seem to live in the same area, because remember how on one of those episodes they took Nana to the park and swimming and stuff like that. Nisha's mom was there.
Hmm.
Maybe Nisha's mom could have knocked or something or FaceTime, and I know Nesha could have like left some food in the refrigerator because we know Jazz don't cook. So you know what I'm saying? Like, because all this complaining and crying and carrying on, you're not just ruining your birthday, you're ruining mine too, and just the girls' trip, the bonding trip in general. Nobody want to hear all that all the time. Go ahead, Devontae. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I just feel like it was irresponsible for her to come, ma'am. You haven't been eating. We're going on a trip where we're gonna be we're not gonna be doing like hiking or nothing, but we're gonna be
Right.
drinking, we're gonna be partying, we're gonna be dancing. You have
Yeah.
no energy. You're going to ruin the party by default.
And how
Hmm.
was he supposed to walk the trail? Who is pushing the wheelchair? Because she barely want to walk with the wheelchair. She go from the car to inside. You know what I'm saying? She don't do a whole lot of extras. You know what I'm
And
saying?
And she
ain't
So,
got
sat
and
right
she
by
ain't
the
got
door.
no brace.
huh? I heard you,
She ain't
Tamika.
got,
What'd you say, Devontae?
I said she ain't got no brace for her knee. Like if you got a bad knee, they usually encourage you to wear some type of brace.
I
Take a
think
little
she's past
pressure.
that. She's past it because remember, she's just not bent over regular. She's bent all the way over
All the
to
way
the
over.
ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's a different.
So her
Go ahead.
knee probably
she
bone
gonna
on
eventually
bone.
have back problems.
Yeah, she got a lot.
She probably already do. That's probably why she bent over, because you bent over, your back kind of straight. She probably can't just stand straight up.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure it's uncomfortable because all the weight because she's in reverse. I
Yeah.
don't know, but let's talk about that cabin real quick though. Nisha said she saw that online. I was like, for a hot second, I was like, she kind of said she saw that online too. Her motel.
That was Gilligan's Island.
Mm.
I was
From
like,
Martin. Remember that on Martin? Gilligan's Island.
yes, I do with whatever that thing was in the room. But
Yes.
I understand, cabins, a lot of them still around unless you go somewhere nicer are made of wood. But why is
Right.
the inside for real, still like from the 70s? You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't show you that picture.
Right. Y'all should have
I was
got a
mad.
shot. Y'all should have got a chalet instead of a cabin. It was supposed to be. It
Gilligan's
was
Island is
supposed to be wood, but nice. Not. It was supposed to have the wood features, but it have a nice ceiling fan, some
uh-huh.
granite countertops. It's supposed to be updated. They got the cheap 190, 70 99 70 99 a night cabin. They ain't get the good cabin. I guarantee
Right.
that was the bottom of the line. That was y'all first time on, what is it, TLC?
Yes.
Y'all
Yeah.
Now I
newbies.
know when we went to the cabins in Tennessee, them cabins was nice.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
I'm
And
talking about the
no, and
bathroom was a room.
it's definitely bears out there. Yes,
Yeah.
there's definitely bears. Like stuff is, got the nets around, the bear nets around it. But
Mm.
and again, you got to go up. It's like when you go up, you're not coming back, and you're not coming back down to the daytime because how it winds and it's dark and everything. So, but yeah, I don't know where. I'm telling you, they got that. That's that Timu cabin.
I
Mhm.
mean, here's the thing. And see, when we watch shows like this, I know Tamika, you haven't watched this 1,000 Pound Sisters or My 600 Pound Life. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to make it seem like you're not being mean. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I don't care what kind of cabin she looked at in that area. The accommodations for your size wasn't there. So
Mm-hmm.
I could see like maybe getting a hotel in town or close to it and then going up to the cabin for the day and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Because you need accommodations and that just wasn't it.
But even when you rent cabins or it's just like an Airbnb or Zebo, whatever that one is that
Okay.
the amount of beds. Because I rent Airbnbs all the time when I go out of town. And I know like I don't do bunk beds because I'm not
Yeah.
sleeping in a bunk bed. I'm not paying nobody to sleep on no blow up mattress. I ain't
Hold on,
sleeping on
Tamika.
no couch.
Hold on, Tamika. Hold on, Tamika. Look, I'm about to mute my own mic. Ooh, how can I say this different? Oh, I just have to say it. I apologize, Nesha and Jaz, and anybody else in the community. But we're not even that size. And I don't have arthritis in my knee, but I'm sure it's on the way. But I'm too grown to be in the bunk bed. And who's supposed to be the
I
one at
don't
the
do
top?
bunk beds.
Who's going up there?
And
No,
I
ma'am.
don't and
See, I
yeah, I
feel
don't
like
do
that's a
bunk beds.
woman thing. Cause if it was dudes, hey, skinny friend, get on the top bunk, bro. We gonna ride this out. We ain't gonna be
No,
here.
we get that. But no, when like literally when I book Airbnb, like when I go out of town,
Yeah,
I look and see how many beds, how
yeah,
many bathrooms,
Mm,
and all of that. So everybody has to have a bed. I'm not paying for a blow up
yeah.
mattress. I'm not
That's
paying for
right.
bunk beds. I'm not. We all grown women and we ain't kids. I ain't slept in a bunk bed since I was in the military.
Mm,
Okay. So
yeah.
right.
nah, I ain't
Okay,
doing no
I
bunk bed.
understand. You right. You right.
But
Mm-mm.
still, they're of a particular, they're oversized, literally.
Yeah.
So you have to know what your
How many
combinations
beds
are.
was in that cabin? Cause it looked like they only showed like two.
One, two, it was like four. Well, we only saw 4. We saw that big one that Nesha had, and then that
Yeah.
twin one Jaz was in, and then the bunk beds that the little skinny girls was in.
Yeah. But just the accommodations in
Yeah.
general, it just in
Right.
general, you know what I'm saying? Because Jazz technically is, because she can't move as much, everything, she would be considered handicapped. You know what I'm saying? So you need different accommodations.
You can get a handicap cabin.
Oh,
That
Jazz
will.
said, they said 6. It was supposed to be 6 beds. Well, anyways, maybe 2 to a bed. They mean, I guess. All right. Anyways, so
Or probably the couch probably let out to a bed.
Yeah,
oh,
you know
possibly.
that count.
It does count. But still, like I said, just I would have got me a little bit of a refund because this wasn't like the picture. But again,
Right.
Jazz want to get out the van, shaking and crying and carrying on
Carrying on.
because she's in pain and all this. Like I said, you was already in pain. And whatever the friend's name is, I know one's name is Tiffany. The one had the was it the reddish orange hair, and I didn't remember what the other friend's name is, but whatever her name was, she was consoling Jazz the whole time. I'm like, this is not about Jazz to me. It's not about her. Like, to me, she wants all the attention, no matter what it is. Like, look at me, I'm in pain, I'm this, I'm that. Just another reason to stay home. But when she finally came in, sat on that couch, you saw the look on Nisha's face. She's trying to set things up, and she was like, rolling her eyes like,
Like, I carried all this stuff out to the car. Now I got to carry it all in the house, put it together, cook,
right,
give you your plate,
and didn't even eat it.
Right.
But I feel like that. Right now, I think if old girl would have it, if she was never in that cult, they probably wouldn't be friends. Because a regular person probably would have, who wasn't in a cult, probably would have probably not been friends with Jazz, because just like, you can't do nothing, and you always just blowing the mood. If it's not about you, it's like,
Yeah.
it's nothing. Like, that'll get on your nerves after a while. Be like, look, we just trying to have fun. How do we get to your knee? We just having fun. You ain't even drive. You was in the back
Right.
seat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we was
Right.
in the van. It wasn't like we was in a little cramped van. You ain't that tall of a person. You a big girl, but you ain't long.
But
They should have gave
it's
her some melatonin or some Benadryl and let her go to sleep.
yeah, for real.
She should have took an Epsom salt bath or something before you even got here. Get in the car.
Something. But anyways, I thought it was a funny moment when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make s'mores," and went out in the dark to get some wood. Listen, if there weren't no wood already cut, y'all better try to
And
get
we
somebody
ain't going. Right.
or whatever's over the stove.
And why y'all was going that deep in the woods? If y'all hit the tree a couple times, break off a couple people pieces of bark. How much
Mm-hmm.
wood? Y'all don't need no 6 logs. Y'all doing marshmallows.
And
Yeah,
usually they have them, up against the house sometimes. So,
They should have just turned that grill on right there and
that's true.
wet the ghetto over the fire. Turn the
yeah.
grill on. Y'all women in the
You
woods,
gotta do what you
it's
gotta
overweight.
do. Yeah.
Push
Right.
come to shove, a bear fall
And
out.
how
You can,
was
one of y'all go wherever need.
It's a s'mores maker on Amazon that you
Mm-hmm.
can just plug up in the kitchen.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. I think they're in Walmart too. But
Yeah.
they did ask Jazz to come, so she could feel included. I'm like, A, she not getting off that chair, and B,
Yeah. She ain't
y'all
coming.
better.
I don't know why you didn't fix
I
your
wonder
why
what
you
the
fix your lips to
friends.
even ask.
I wanted to hear the conversation with the friends who don't live with them. I wanted to hear that conversation. Like, oh my god,
But I
that's
also want to know
okay.
the conversation of what we don't see on the show, because when Nesha was crying, excuse me, when Jazz was crying, she's like, I don't want to. I feel bad for treating my friend this way, blah blah blah. But it happens like all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All the time.
she's always like saying something slick out of her mouth. So I thought about this when I watched this show back. Remember last week at the restaurant with the friends when Nesha said something like, she's not going to eat. And I was like, that was so rude of Nesha. And it was rude. But I think that's Nisha's way of trying to get her little jabs in to Jazz.
Yeah.
Because Jazz seemed like she could be a lot and rude. You know what I'm saying? To
Mm-hmm.
me. Let's see. Jasmine Show says, me and Vince were cracking up at how they ran in that door. Oh, from the Bears? Okay, first one in the door wins.
Right. All I got to outrun one of y'all.
Right, first one in the
That's
door
it.
wins. Is how it
When
works.
push come to shove, I'm sorry, Jazz. I open the door and I'll push you over. Ah!
Stop, stop. So
Man, every
anyway,
knee win for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
that's true. We in the van, and you just
Hey, it's over for you,
call your mama.
sweetheart. I know that knee
That's
don't
not
work, but they
cool.
better get to working in 3 seconds.
Crazy, crazy. Now, to wrap up the episode, Nesha and the friends are making the best of the trip. It's the next morning, and who's cooking? How come the friends couldn't cook the breakfast? They had to wait for Nesha.
Probably because they can't cook. She probably be cooking them bomb breakfasts. I'd be
No,
Nah,
like, what
nah,
you cooking, sis?
nah. She
no,
love.
Her friend Bree, that's out with the food trucks. She couldn't cook. Nobody.
Yeah.
She on vacation. What's her name?
Right.
She wanted to
But
cook.
that's the birthday girl. Why is the birthday girl cooking?
Because she came to cook. She was like, "Ooh, I'ma cook this. I'ma cook." That's her happy place, the kitchen.
That's true.
So I
You're right about
mean,
that.
and
You're right
she look
about
like she the type she eat. She makes stuff a certain type of way. Girl, why ain't no garlic in? Move out the way. Oh,
That's true. You're
see,
right. You're right. You're right. But still, you would think that somebody would at least try to, I don't know, have something done. And
next
that's
time
just,
they go live, I'm gonna try to talk to them. I'm like, I like y'all. Y'all
yeah,
real good peoples. At least the coat.
Mm-hmm.
At least the girl in the coat. I don't like this like Jazz, but I feel like
she got attitude. She got attitude. She do. Anyways, to me.
Yeah.
Uh, anyways, so Jazz cooks the food. She's cooking kind of fast because she's upset because whatever happened that we didn't necessarily see, but maybe just the energy and the vibe of the room
Mm-hmm.
about Jazz, she just wasn't feeling it. But she did end up giving Jazz a plate anyways. And it looked like Jazz ate it. I said, unless Nesha gave her, because I counted it, 4 little things of scrambled egg pieces and 2 blueberries. Jazz ate, and she should have because she was hungry, right? But then when Nesha sat
Mm-hmm.
down, she was eating fast, she was upset and stuff like that. So her friends talked her into going out and taking a walk, and that's when the emotions came out, saying again,
Mm-hmm.
she's the caretaker. If it wasn't for her, where would Jazz be? She's tired. No one sees what's going on, and she just over it. And like I said earlier, I don't know if y'all was here or not, but you cannot pour out of an empty cup. Can't do it.
That is true. That is
Can't
very
do it.
true.
We've all been there in one way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Mm-hmm.
you know, but her cup is empty. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just like, and she's helped taking care of Nana too. So she don't get a break. So, and what does
Not
Jazz
at
do?
all.
I know she's a social media. So I heard someone say that, does she have an OnlyFans?
I
Oh
think
Lord.
she does. I think she does like swimsuit modeling.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, because you can have an OnlyFans. OnlyFans isn't just sex work. That's
I
just
know.
majority that would take over.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she might sell pictures, you know,
Mm, okay.
on OnlyFans.
Well, I mean, Nisha thinks she's the only one picking up the pieces, and she's tired. And I don't blame her. Like, we can see it, like all the crying and again carrying on that Jazz does just on the clips that we see. Imagine the
But
stuff we
wasn't
don't
she
see.
paying like most of the bills? Like the other girl don't work. Do the other girl work?
I don't know,
Well, you would
I
but
don't
think that
think
Jazz,
she
she
would get like
worked.
Social Security
Yeah, because when the
because I think
TV
after a
came,
certain
size. What you say, Tamika?
um, she probably get Social Security.
who?
Oh, which
Mm.
one?
Can you hear me?
Both?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear
we
you.
can hear
Both of them. Because
you.
after a certain weight, you get Social Security because I think you're deemed disabled
Oh,
You
or
think the
something
one
of
that?
that nature.
Yeah,
Jazz
because
said,
they said Jazz was the breadwinner because she do whatever she do. So that's probably why the old girl got to be the caregiver because you got a free room just to help take care of me. So she need to get a job. She not independent yet. You can
Mm-hmm.
complain about being a help and you not trying to get independent. Go get independent.
Not the help.
I mean, if I'm giving you a place to stay, the least you could do is help me out.
Well,
I'm
she
giving you.
does
At least
work
you
with
can.
her mother. She works with her mother at the daycare. Remember, she
Oh
may
yeah,
not make
yeah.
as
She goes
much
to
money.
the daycare.
She may not make
Mm-hmm.
as much money as Jazz on social media, but she could pay, the gas, the power, the cell phone to
Okay,
something.
let's get to paying the rent. So you can stop being so tired. Let's stop being till you 38, you 37. We not giving you no pass for you. We not giving you no high five because you can pay the gas to let ma'am. No.
I don't know. I think if you bring it in
Mm.
something, it should count.
Yeah.
That's just
Something.
me.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, she paying something. I'll give her that. But I mean, they said it the way they made it sound like well, she ain't got to pay nothing.
Jasmine says it was Nisha's
Oh,
place that Jazz moved in.
okay. So Jazz, well,
Mm.
Jazz, yeah. Well, never mind, Jazz. You need to hush.
It was a never mind.
Why you
Never
moving in
mind.
here? Your child ain't got her own room.
No, no, her own room and her own bed.
And
Why she
dead.
why
Yeah.
she sleeping with you?
It,
Anyways,
Now, it's
mm.
different for a kid trying to jump into the bed just cause, but I mean, maybe their finances just started picking up. I don't know. Maybe who knows?
but hold on. Let me see. Let me see.
To y'all parents, I ain't no parent.
No, no,
I'm
no.
just
Well,
trying.
first of all, no, I can say this. I can say this. I never allowed my kids to sleep with me. I mean,
Never.
when they went to sleep, they went to their own bed, whether they're infants or toddlers. That's just what
That
it
is
is.
true.
Like I never did that. But what I was gonna say was, Jazz's daughter is 9, but her mother is also of a particular size. And how many beds are of a particular size? Like she needed her own bed a long time ago.
A
Yeah.
long time
That's
ago.
just me.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Even if her
Yeah.
mother
I
was
agree.
a regular size, she's 9. That's not cool, at least to me. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Mm-hmm.
next week Nisha's trying to put her foot down and make Jazz more independent by not driving her to an exercise class, and Jazz is mad about that. And she's like, "You better figure it out." I'm like, "She better call what they call those Ubers, the bigger
Excel.
ones. Yeah, get the
Uber
right car
XL.
this
Nah,
time.
we
You
ain't
keep
messing with Uber right
complaining.
now. Call you a Lyft XL.
Well, whoever,
Mm-hmm.
make sure it's the right
Somebody.
size to get you to where you need to go because
Right.
Nisha says she's not going to be there. So, and that looked like it's about it. But like I said, I hope she don't mess with Joel no more. At least not next episode. Like, let's say you date somebody else that you met decent on the profile because Joel is not it.
Right.
He just they say the ill nana. That's
Not
I
all.
it.
think she I wonder has she been in any type of therapy because I feel like
Which one? Both
not
or
Jazz,
the
the
cult?
other one,
Nisha.
Well,
Nisha,
really.
Nisha.
just to like process that because I feel like once you start, because she gonna always bring up the code because that's her story, and you don't want nobody to
Correct.
be trying to use that as a manipulation tactic. So I feel like you need to at least go to some type of therapy. So like, can't nobody come in and try to basically put you back in the code.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I
she's
I
stronger than that.
I hope
I
so
mean,
too.
she
She
been messing
seems
with
like she
Joe
is.
20 years and had the nerve to go out on the first date like they was gonna do something. So if she did that, ain't too many people shopping at that mall.
Right. Funny.
That's true. That's a good
All
way
right.
to leave
The
off
end
our
of segment. Yes.
in this. So,
And on that note,
and on that note, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate it so much. Sunday is the part 2 finale of the tell all, and I'm excited about that. So we get it out the way.
Yes.
And also, if you're following Match Me Abroad, that's also Sunday. So there's going to be 2 new people on Match Me Abroad.
yeah.
I'm gonna watch it a little
Did
bit. I just can't take them serious. The girl, I just can't. I can't.
That's okay.
you watch Virgins?
I haven't watched it yet. Mm-mm.
I ain't watching that either. Y'all need y'all two. What y'all holding it for? Let it go.
I
Let it
haven't watched.
go.
There's
It's
another show coming
2025.
out.
Yeah.
Quit trying to look for your fairy tale, girl. Go on, throw it out here one time.
There's another show coming out. I don't remember what it's called right now, but it's coming out. I might do Love After Lockup again. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Let me read one more comment and I'm out of here. Oh, Jazz says virgins is a lot. Anyways. All right, y'all. Have a good evening.
Good
I'll
night.
see you on the next one. Take care. Good night. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.